Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome to our core stability session. We're going to go ahead and start on the ground on our backs. And we're going to get this party going with hundreds. So, on your back on the ground, feet planted flat on the floor, knees pointed up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and curl up chin to chest so your shoulder blades hover off the ground just like you're in a crunch position. Reach your arms forward so they are outside your hips, palms face down, fingertips reaching the same direction as your toes. And pump your arms up and down, 1 inch above the hips, 1 inch below the hips, keeping your arms straight as they lift up and down. Each pump of the arms here is just creating instability through the upper abs as you try to keep those shoulder blades hovering. Just breathe here. Breathe in for about 4 pumps, out for about 4 pumps of the arms. And if you'd like to add some lower ab work in here, you can lift your feet off the ground so that your shins are parallel to the ceiling, knees over your hips in an upside down L shape. If you want to take it a step further, you can extend your legs out straight away from the torso at a diagonal. Choose whatever you'd like to do, keeping your low back glued to the ground. Just a few more here. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest your head. Nice job. Woo, that is one heck of a way to start. Take a nice deep breath. We're going to take it to crunches, sit-ups, or roll-ups. So for crunches, your feet stay flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling. Hands can go behind your head, elbows wide, just to support the neck, but not to pull or push it. And you're going to curl up, chin to chest, shoulder blades hover, release, shoulder blades hover, release. For sit-ups, you're just going to increase the range of motion. You can reach your hands up to the ceiling, peel those shoulders off the ground until they come all the way up over the hips, back is lifted, and then drop back down. And the only difference between sit-ups and roll-ups is that the legs are straight out on the ground for roll-ups, and for sit-ups, they're bent. So choosing whichever one feels good to you. We're just activating the ab wall here. And we're going to give it a rest in 3, 2, 1. Rest your head. Give the upper abs a break here as we move to some hip movement, low abs, and leg strengthening. So feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Push your palms down into the ground outside your hips. Bring your right knee to your chest. Extend your right leg straight to the ceiling, right pointing your right toes. Head gets to stay rested here again. We're going to do single leg circles. We're going to draw circles across the body. So we're going to go counterclockwise first. So left, down, right, and up through center. Just pointing that right toe, keeping the right leg as straight as you can, and drawing circles with that right leg. Now you can choose how big the circle is. You can choose how high or how low it points. The bigger and the lower the circle, the more challenging, the less stability you're going to have. The smaller the circle and the higher it is, the more support you're going to have. Go ahead and reverse directions of your circle. So we're going to go clockwise this time. So to the right, down, left, and up. Trying to keep your legs straight. This is hip mobility. This is thigh strength. This is low abs, keeping your low back glued to the ground. And in 3, 2, 1, go ahead, bend that right knee, set that right foot flat to the floor, knee to the ceiling. And we're going to switch sides. Left knee is going to come to your chest. And then you're going to extend that left leg straight to the ceiling, point your toes. And from here, we're going to go across the body first. So we're going to start clockwise this time. We go right, down, left, and up through center. Draw circles. Working through left hip mobility, low ab strength, some oblique strength too, trying to keep our low back glued to the ground evenly on both sides as we both stretch and engage through our leg muscles. And when you're ready, reverse your direction. Again, you're choosing the size of the circle. You're choosing how high or low it goes. Just breathing. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring that left knee back into your chest and then set it down so your both feet are flat. We're going to get the upper abs involved once again. So go ahead, curl up, chin to chest, and hug your right knee into your chest. So shoulder blades are hovered. You're hugging your right knee. Option to extend the left leg long to hover over the ground, left leg nice and straight. Then switch. Hug your left knee into your chest, right leg goes long or right foot goes flat. and switch, switch. This is single leg stretch. So as you elongate the leg, you're stretching through the top of the thigh as you hug the knee to the chest, through the back of the thigh, and of course, our upper abs are hovering, or our upper abs are engaged to keep our shoulder blades hovering. Abs always on fire today. And in 3, 2, 1, hug both knees into your chest, rest your head. Take a nice deep breath here, and then join us again when you're ready. You're gonna curl back up, chin to chest, hover the shoulder blades off the ground, giving yourself a nice hug, both knees into chest, arms wrapped around your shins. Now, double leg stretch, you're gonna extend your legs straight away from the torso as you reach your hands behind the head, and then you're gonna give yourself a nice big hug into that ball again. So legs extend away from the body, arms circle out to the sides and then behind the head, and then circle everything back in, hug everything in. As you do this movement, you want your low back glued to the ground, shoulder blades stay hovering if you can. And 3, 2, 1, rest your head. Nice job. We are going to take it to double straight leg stretch next. So go ahead and let those feet fall back down to the ground, knees to the ceiling. This time we're going to take it a step further. Send your right leg straight to the ceiling as you curl up, chin to chest, shoulder blades hover off the ground. Hands are going to help you here. Reach your hands up as high on your leg as you can, so as close to your toes as you can. Maybe it's your ankle, maybe it's your shin, maybe it's behind your thigh. Whatever works for you works for me. Option 2, hover the left leg off the ground or leave the left foot planted. And then you're going to switch. Left leg to the ceiling, hold on to the left leg as high as you can with your hands as the right leg drops down to hover. Switch and switch. So like your legs are doing little scissor switches in the air. One leg goes to the ceiling and you try to grab that leg with your hands, and then you switch. One goes down and keep switching, trying to keep the shoulder blades high as we work through these leg stretches, these leg strengtheners, these low ab and oblique challenges. And 3, 2, 1, bend your knees into your chest, rest your head. Nice job. Our upper abs are going to get a little bit of a break here. We're going to go into double straight leg stretch. So with your head rested, send both feet to the ceiling. Legs are as straight as you can get them. So if that means they have a little bend, that's okay, just as straight as you can get them. Hands push down into the ground outside the hips. Squeeze the legs together like you're making one nice long leg glued together. Lower your legs away from the torso towards the ground for 3 counts, and then you're gonna lift your legs up for 1 count. So lower your legs, 2, 3, lift for 1. Pushing through the palms to help stabilize you, pushing your spine into the ground to keep the low back glued. You choose your range of motion. How far you lower your legs is up to you. Taking a nice deep breath. One last one. Finish the one you're on, and then bend your knees into your chest. Rest your feet back down to the ground. Feet flat, knees to the ceiling. We're going to finish this warm up with our bicycle crisscross crunches. So go ahead and hands behind head, elbows wide. We're going to get the upper abs involved again. Go ahead, curl up, chin to chest, shoulder blades hover off the ground. You're going to pull your left knee to your chest as you crunch towards it. So pull your chest bone, your breastbone towards your left knee. Step down, switch. Right knee comes to the chest, crunch towards the right knee. And keep switching. Option to extend your leg long after it comes in. So left knee comes in, extends long to hover as right knee comes in. And keep switching. Always crunching towards the knee that's coming to you. Try and keep the shoulder blades lifted. If your shoulder blade starts to dig into the ground, make that little twist towards your knee smaller. It only has to be a centimeter. In 3, 2, 1. Rest your head, rest your knees. Curl yourself into a ball. Get a drink, shake it out. We are going to come to standing for our balance flow. I'm going to get a drink here myself. And we're going to start with our balance flow standing. Today's focus for the rest of this session, we're going to have a little emphasis on shoulder mobility. So you'll kind of notice that trend as we go through the rest of the workout. So we're gonna start with calf raises or heel raises from your standing position. So feet are gonna be hip width apart, toes forward, and you're gonna lift your heels and lower them. For balance, I'm putting my hands on my hips. You can put your hands into a T shape, in a prayer. You can hold on to something for balance. Whatever is gonna work for you, take your options. So legs stay straight as heels lift and lower. Tippy toes, flat feet. In this movement, we're just trying to ground through our balance. Just get grounded here, taking it at your pace. Maybe you do one, wait a few seconds, or you do another. Just get grounded here. Job, just breathing. We're gonna add on to this. We're gonna add a narrow squat, and we're gonna ditch our calf raises. So feet are flat to the floor. They're still hip width apart or shoulder width apart, toes forward. We're gonna do a narrow squat. So I want you to sink your hips back and then bring them down so you'll have a nice bend in the knees. And then you're gonna slowly stand back up. This is a nice slow movement. I'm gonna put my hands in a prayer to help me here. Again, you can hold on to something for balance, hands on hips, whatever you'd like. So sink your hips down and back into your squat and then slowly stand up. So as you're squatting, it's like pretend there's a chair behind you, you're trying to get back into it, and then you're standing up out of the chair. So as you're squatting and your hips push back, your shoulders and your chest are gonna wanna come forward, and that's perfectly fine. Let them come forward, but still keep a nice proud and wide collarbone and keep your nose pointing forward. As you squat, you wanna push the hips back first and then lower them down. And that's gonna keep the work through the muscles and out of the knee joints. So hips go back and then down. All right, now is where our shoulder focus comes in. So as you squat down, I want you to reach your hands behind you by the hips. And as you stand up, I want you to circle your arms out to the sides and up over your head. So squat, circle your arms out to the sides and by your hips. As you rise, stand up nice and tall, circle the arms out to the sides, up over the head. Taking it again at your pace, nice and slow, whatever slow is for you. This is working on some shoulder mobility, so you'll feel the shoulder blades engage. My shoulders are creaking and popping right now. Big range of motion. And when you're ready, go ahead and take a nice soft mini squat with your hands on your hips. So a mini squat is you're not fully in your squat, but I want your knees to have a healthy bend in them. That's gonna help us balance and engage our balancing muscles in our next move. We're gonna do tap backs with our toes. So I want you to balance on your left foot, keeping that nice soft bend in that left knee. Take your right toes and tap them one pace behind you. You determine what that pace is, and then set your foot back down, balancing on both your 2 feet. Right toes tap behind you, right toes back down on 2 feet. So you can tap your toes behind you an inch. You can tap them back a foot. You can reach your leg back as far as it reaches. You choose that range of motion. Again, keeping that nice soft bend through the left leg, keeping that collarbone wide, that chest proud, nose forward, pulling your belly button into your spine. So tap and reset. Now you can stay here, or you can continue tapping back and resetting, or you can keep your right foot behind you, right toes on the ground, and then do tiny lifts. So keeping the leg extended behind you, toes on the ground, leg lifts behind you, lowers, lifts, lowers. So maybe it lifts an inch or so, just so that you can keep your belly button pulled in without having to heave through the low back. So again, tapping back and resetting, or keeping it back and lifting. You choose what's gonna challenge you. These are difficult balance exercises, so if you need to hold on to something, please do. You need to put your hands in a T or a prayer, hips, do what's gonna help you best.
If you wobble, that's okay. That means you are strengthening those balance and stabilizing muscles. Catch your balance and then come back to it. And 3, 2, 1, reset. Stand tall, both feet hip width apart, toes forward, shake it out. Maybe shake your shoulders, shake your limbs, shake your legs. And we're gonna do that same thing on the other side. So just to even ourselves out, we're gonna start with calf raises again and get back into our balance on 2 feet. So heels lift, heels lower. Just breathing. You got this. And now we're gonna take it to that slow, narrow squat. So our feet are still hip width or shoulder width apart. And sink the hips back and then down as you sit in your imaginary chair. And slowly stand up nice and tall. Remember, this is a slow, narrow squat. The slowness helps you get in tune with those stabilizing muscles. It's about balancing here. Your hands again, prayer, hips, T, whatever you'd like, holding on to something. Nice, proud chest, nose forward. And we're gonna add in that shoulder mobility. So hands reach back by the hips on the way down. Circle your hands out to the sides and up over your head. So you're at the top, your hands are up to the sky, you're reaching nice and tall. And then you squat once again, reach those hands by the hips. Just breathing. Nice and slow, shoulder mobility here. Working through the shoulders, full range of motion, going up and then down.
Thanks, Sarah, for letting me come back in.
Of course, I saw you got booted out, so I'll let you back in.
Actually, I had to take a phone call from the doctors, but yeah, basically.
Well, welcome back. So now you're gonna get into your narrow squat position with maybe like a half squat. So a soft bend in the knees, you're not fully deep into your squat. And you're gonna do, this time, balancing on the right leg. So shift your weight to your right foot. You take your left toes, tap them back, and then come back in through center. So left toes tap behind you, come back and balance on 2 feet. You choose how far back you're tapping your foot. You choose your pace. Again, that soft bend in the right knee is activating the stabilizing muscles. I feel it really tight in my glute right now, in my quad, in my thigh, to help me stabilize. All right, you can stay here with the tapping the toes back and then resetting, or you can keep your toes tapped one pace behind you and lift your toes an inch off the ground and then lower them back down. This is a glute kick back, toes touch, toes lift, or toes tap back, toes reset. Again, collarbone nice and wide, nice bend in that right knee. Hands can be wherever helps you balance. Breathe. Take it at your pace. And go ahead, reset. Both feet flat to the floor. Feet hip width apart, toes forward. Take a nice big inhale. Maybe as you inhale, you circle your arms out to the sides, up over the head. As you exhale, we're gonna forward fold. Reach down to the ground, fold yourself in half. Let your head hang heavy. Let your arms hang heavy. Feel the space between your shoulder blades open and widen. Release through the entire back side of the body, from the back of the heels to the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head. As you let your fingertips hang low, or maybe your fingertips reach the ground. And 3, 2, 1. Nice job, everybody. We are gonna go back to the ground to anchor back into our core and stabilize our muscles, powerhouse muscles. I just got a quick drink. And we're gonna start in corkscrew, so on our backs once again. So go ahead and rest your head. Back is flat to the ground. Take your palms of your hands, push them down into the ground outside the hips. Or I guess if your arms are longer than mine, they might go past the hips. And send both legs straight to the ceiling, toes pointed. Glue your legs together like one nice long leg, inner thighs squeezing. For corkscrew, we're drawing circles and we're alternating directions every other. So circle your legs down and up, and then switch directions at the top. Now, with your circles, just like we did these with one leg to start. Now we're building on that. We're doing it with both legs. You get to choose how big the circle is, how low it goes, if it stays towards the ceiling, if it lows down to a diagonal a little bit. Trying to keep your legs, again, as straight as you can. Mine have a little bend in them. It's not the end of the world, but we're always striving and reaching for that flexibility through the backs of our legs. Keep your low back glued to the ground as we do this. We're working low abs, inner thighs here. Push through your palms to help stabilize your torso. Keep your torso as still as you can with the legs moving. In 3, 2, 1, bend your knees to your chest. Rest your feet back down. So feet are gonna go flat, knees to the ceiling. Head is gonna stay rested for this one because I'm so nice. Go ahead and lift your hands to the ceiling. And we are gonna do some more shoulder mobility. Go ahead and reach your right hand back behind the head. So your arm is straight, it's hovering over the ground now. Your bicep is by your ear, fingertips reaching back. Hand goes back to the ceiling. Left hand reaches back behind you and back up to the ceiling. So your feet stay where they are. Hands are taking turns reaching back and then up, alternating. Taking it at your pace, feeling the change in the shoulder blade, maybe feeling a stretch to the side of the back, upper back, as you reach back and then reach up. Working within your range of motion. Now, if it feels good, with your head rested still, you can take it to double time. Both hands reach back, both hands reach up. So just noticing any changes through the shoulders. Nice job. Taking a nice deep breath here. And go ahead, rest your hands down onto the ground, palms down outside the hips. We're gonna go into bridges next. So feet are flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Head is gonna stay rested. Your palms are outside your hips. You're gonna push into your palms. You're gonna squeeze your glutes, your bottom, and send your hips straight to the ceiling. And then you're gonna drop your hips down to the ground. Glutes hit the ground once again. So your shoulders, your arms, and your feet stay on the ground the entire time. The hips lift, the lower back will lift off the ground. And as the hips lower back down, you'll articulate through your spine. So the tailbone is the first to lift. All the vertebrae follow. And then the vertebrae are the first to drop down one by one. Tailbone is the last to hit the ground. Squeeze through your glutes to lift and slowly lower them back down. Feel the engagement through the glutes, the hamstrings, the backs of the legs, and also the quads, the thighs. Taking nice deep breaths here. And in 3, 2, 1, go ahead and let those hips stay on down. We are gonna go into some toe taps. So keep your feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Your hips are down at this point. And we're gonna alternate our toe taps, or I guess our lifts. So palms can push down into the ground outside the hips once again. You're gonna lift your right toes off the ground but keep the knee bent. So the knee comes over the hip, the shin goes parallel to the ceiling. Then tap it back down, switch sides. So right foot rested, left foot comes up. Then switch, left foot goes down, right foot lifts up. And as we go through this, the most important thing is I want you to actively pull your belly button down into the ground, push the low back down into the ground. Now, if you'd like to, we're gonna add those arms we did earlier. So send your arms to the ceiling. And as your opposite knee comes in, your opposite arm can reach back. So arms to the ceiling, right knee comes in towards the chest, left arm reaches back behind the head. Reset. Left knee comes into the chest, right arm reaches back. Reset. So in your reset position, both feet are down, both hands are to the ceiling. And in your movement position, opposite arm and opposite knee are both reaching in the same direction.
job. A little bit of a funky twist on our dead bugs. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, let those hands come back down to your sides. Palms push down into the ground outside the hips. Now we're gonna take it one leg at a time, and we're gonna add some funky things to this leg lift. So feet start flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. You're gonna pull your right knee to your chest. So your leg is bent when you do that. And then you're gonna straighten your leg once you get there. Right toes point to the ceiling, leg is straight. And then you're gonna lower your leg to hover, keeping it straight, hover over the ground. And then you're gonna plant it back to your starting position. Then we switch sides. So left knee comes to chest. Left leg goes straight to the ceiling. Then you lower that left leg to hover over the ground. Set your left foot back down to your starting position. Switch sides. Right knee to chest. Right leg straight to the ceiling. Hover the left leg or the right leg to the ground. Switch sides. So left knee in, left leg up. Hover it down. Reset. In, up, and float down. So you'll feel a nice stretch through the back of the leg as you extend your leg straight to the ceiling. You'll feel a big contraction through the front of the thigh as you lower your leg to hover. And your low abs working really hard to keep your low back glued to the ground. Your obliques, your side abs are working hard to keep your body stable because we're working one side at a time. And we're going to finish that out. Go ahead and wherever you're at, feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. We are going to go into some cross body crunches, and I want you to have an option to have one leg to the ceiling. So I'm going to crunch right to start. So option to either have both feet flat, that's fine, or right leg goes straight to the ceiling. You can either have your hands behind your head, elbows wide, or you can reach your hands forward so that they frame your right leg, palms face in. Crunch, release, crunch, release. So you're crunching towards the right leg, whether your leg is up or not. Chest bone, rib cage pulls towards the right knee. Shoulder blades lift to hover, release. Shoulder blades lift to hover, release. You get to choose how big the lift is here with that crunch, how powerful it is, and you choose how small or big the release is. Your shoulder blades can go all the way back down to the ground when you release, or you can keep them high and just lower them a centimeter or so. Crunch and release. And 3, 2, 1, we're gonna switch. So you're gonna crunch towards the left. So option left foot flat or left leg straight to the ceiling. Option hands behind head, elbows wide, or option hands, arms forward, framing the left thigh, palms face each other as you crunch and release. Shoulder blades hover, release, shoulder blades hover, release. When you get those shoulder blades fully off the ground, as you crunch and release. Side abs here working. Feel the burn through that left side oblique as you crunch and release. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, set that left leg down or come back through center. Rest your head. And we are going to go ahead and get on up to our hand tabletop position. Hands and knees. So now we're flipping ourselves over, belly button down to the ground instead of back down to the ground. And we are gonna start hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips in a tabletop position. So your body resembles a table. Head is in line with your spine. And we are gonna go ahead and alternate some more shoulder mobility here. Right arm is gonna reach forward at shoulder height. Palm can face in to start. And then you're gonna rotate palm faces out as you sweep your arm out to the side and then down by your hip. So palm faces your hip as you're reaching back. And then you're gonna reset, hand to the ground. Switch sides. Left arm reaches forward, palm can face in to start. Then you're gonna rotate so your palm faces outward and it leads the way out to the side, and then the palm faces the hip at the end. Reset, switch sides. So right arm forward, sweep out to the side, to the hip, come back, reset. So your abs are working here. Continue alternating your arms. Your abs are working here to stabilize you when you're on just a 3-legged table with your arm moving. Your shoulder is getting full range of motion here. My shoulders are still cracking and popping a little bit, but less than they were before. And back is engaged as well. And 3, 2, 1. Set everything back down to your tabletop position, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and we're gonna take it to a classic bird dog. So this is opposite arm, opposite leg. If doing opposite arm, opposite leg doesn't feel good, just do one limb at a time with the movement instead of combining the two. So right arm is gonna reach forward at shoulder height as left leg reaches back at hip height. And then you're gonna come back to your all fours. Reset, switch sides. Left arm reaches forward as right leg reaches back. Reset. Keep switching between the two. You got this. Again, if it makes more sense for you to do one arm, then the other arm, then one leg, then the other leg, I'm happy for you to do that. You got it. Big balance work here. Pull your belly button into your spine. Trying to keep your back as flat as you can. Head in line with your spine as we're rotating through this movement. Take it as slow as you need. And in 3, 2, 1, come on down to your belly. So, belly is down, lying on the front side of your body. Let your chest fall to the ground. Hands by your hips to start. So, you can squeeze your feet together or they can be hip width apart. Palms face your thighs or the outsides of your hips. Push your belly button into the ground, and then you're gonna lift your upper body just an inch or so off the ground. So chest lifts slightly, and so your shoulders are hovering. Your palms are at hip height now. You're gonna rotate your palms to face away from the hips, and then rotate your palms to face your hips. Keeping your upper body lifted just an inch, chest, shoulder blades, nose, head lifted. Again, more shoulder mobility here. Just breathe. And you can release in 3, 2, 1. Let everything drop back down to the ground. Nice job. Next time we do this, we're going to lift the lower body too, and we're going to change the movement of the arms. So go ahead and push the belly button back down into the ground. Lift upper and lower body an inch or two off the ground now. And then sweep your arms out to the sides, up over the head. And then sweep your arms back by your hips. So upper body and lower body are an inch lifted off the ground. So your hips and your belly button are down. Everything else is trying to peel off the ground. As you circle your arms up overhead, circle them back out to your hips. Feeling that engagement through the shoulder blades, upper back. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest everything down. Take a deep breath. Nice job, everybody. We are going to go ahead and just get into a quick little child's pose or rest position. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And then walk your knees a little bit wider than your hips. Bring your toes together behind you. Sink your bottom towards your heels and walk or reach your palms forward. Just getting a nice stretch through the back, through the inner thighs. Getting a little bit of a release before we keep going. And come on up through center. We're gonna lay on our right side. We're gonna get into our side kicks. So I said lay on our right side and I laid on my left. I'm gonna lay on my right side. So right hip is gonna be down to the ground, left hip is to the ceiling. So you're laying right side down, left side up. Get yourself in a nice straight line from head to toe. And your right arm can support you in a number of ways. You can use your right hand as a pillow to rest your head in. You can have your right elbow underneath your right shoulder, or you can use your right arm as a pillow long on the ground. So whatever one you pick is fine by me. Now, take your legs and they're straight in line with the rest of your body. I want you to just walk your feet forward an inch or two so that your legs, your feet are just ahead of in line with the hips. So you're in an obtuse angle. Take your left palm and push it down into the ground in front of the ribcage or the chest. From here, flex your feet. Go ahead and lift your left leg to hover at hip height, so it's no longer resting on your right leg. We're gonna do our side kicks forward and back. So with a flexed foot, you're gonna do one big kick forward at hip height, and then follow it with a little kick. And then you're gonna point your toes as you kick that left leg backward and follow it with another little kick. So you're keeping your leg at hip height the entire time as if it's sliding across the surface of a table, going forward and back. This is activating our glutes here, but it's also activating through our core, trying to keep our core steady as we move through this position with our legs. So again, kick, kick forward, kick, kick back. So right heel is flexed as we kick forward, toes are pointed as we kick backward. Center glutes here, right where the glutes meet the back of the thigh, the hamstrings. That's what we're working here. Little movements that might seem so simple can really make a big impact. Nice job. And now we're going to take it to up downs. So go ahead, stack your right leg, your left leg over your right, flex your foot. So if you want to rest your top leg for a moment or two, that's totally fine. Otherwise, we're gonna do lifts and lowers, up, downs. So keep your foot flexed, lift your foot up, and then lower it back down to hip height. You can choose how high the lift is. For me, it's just maybe like 5 to 8 inches, and then I lower back down to hip height. Feeling the pinch now on the outside of your hip, your outer glutes. These are the ones that we're firing up to help us stabilize in that standing balance section. That's why we're working them here. Nice deep breaths. It's all connected. They all help us balance. They all help us stabilize. In 3, 2, 1. If you need to rest your top leg now, take another chance. And we're gonna keep going with our leg circles. So go ahead and flex that left foot and draw circles now. So you want to keep your circle hovering over your bottom leg. So I'm going to brush my left ankle through center, trying to touch my left ankle towards my right ankle, just to keep my circle centered over my bottom leg. And you'll feel the work change as you go through the circle. It's going to be upper glutes. Once again, different spot in the outer glutes. And reverse directions. Woo! Nice job. Stick with it. It hurts so good. I'm in it with you. Everything that I asked you to do, I'm also doing. 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Nice job. Take a deep breath. We're going to switch sides. So left hip down, right hip up. So you're going to flip on over. So left hip is down to the ground, right hip is towards the ceiling. Let's set ourselves up. Get yourself in a nice straight line. The left hand can be used to prop up your head. You can use your left arm as a pillow, or you can have your left shoulder your left elbow beneath your left shoulder. And then from here, you can take your right hand, push it palm face down in front of the chest or rib cage to help stabilize. Flex your feet and then walk your feet forward an inch or two so that your legs are no longer in line with your upper body, just a little bit ahead. Lift your right leg up to hip height to hover, and we do our kicks forward and back. So foot flexed, kick forward 2 times, and then toe pointed, kick backward twice. So with the kicks, the first kick is the big one. The second is the little I told you so, that little burn, that little last word, last remark. Big kick, little kick. Big kick, little kick. Forward and back. Foot flexed to kick forward, toe pointed to kick back. Trying to keep your upper body as still as you can here so that the kicks are staying in the glutes and out of the low back. Now let's talk about our shoulders while we do these a little bit. Squeeze your shoulder blades together so you have a nice proud chest. It's going to also help you stabilize.
and keep your core stable. Belly button pulled into spine. And in 3, 2, 1, let's take it to up down. So if you want to rest your top leg on your bottom leg for a brief moment, that's okay. Flex both your feet, and we're going to take it to up down. So right leg lifts up towards the ceiling, comes back down to hip height. So as you go up, that can be just a couple of inches, and then down you're going to feel that engagement no matter what. And you want to make sure that you're keeping your belly button pulled into your spine as you do these lifts and lowers. We are engaging outer glutes, side glutes here. Feeling it outside the hip. Breathing. Nice proud chest. 3, 2, 1, you can rest. We're going to take it to circles. So go ahead, draw a circle with that top leg, keeping the leg straight. Brushing your ankles as you come through center. Right leg brushes the left ankle as it goes down and then lifts back up into its circle. Just help, that's a little tactile cue that's helping us keep our top leg over our bottom leg to keep that work in that side glute where we want it. And switch directions. Woo! And 3, 2, 1, rest that foot. Nice job. Take a nice deep breath. You can sit up, get a drink of water if you need. And we're gonna go into core rotations before our cool down. So for our core rotations, go ahead and start with your back on the ground, feet flat on the floor. Knees to the ceiling. When you are ready, we're gonna get into a crunch position with our hands reaching up to the ceiling. So crunch, shoulder blades hover off the ground, reach your hands to the ceiling. And then for this one, you're just gonna reach your hands back, reach them up, reach them back, reach them up. Taking deep breaths here. If this isn't working for you, if your neck is mad at you because your neck is trying to take on some of the work of your abs, hands behind head, elbows wide to just support the neck, not to pull it or push it. Get the work back in the abs. Hands reach up, hands reach back. And in 3, 2, 1, we're gonna go into penguins. Reach your hands outside your hips, palms face your hips. Palms and arms are at hip height. You're gonna crunch so that your right fingertips reach towards your right heel and then come back through center. Left fingertips reach towards left heel and come through center. So you are keeping your shoulder blades lifted here, but it's more of a side to side, think of penguin waddling, side to side motion. So right shoulder and arm reach towards the right heel, left shoulder and arm reach towards the left heel, alternating. Side abs, obliques. Doing a little side crunch here. 3, 2, 1, rest your head. Nice job. We're gonna take it to our low ab exercise. So go ahead and extend your legs long, straight. Lift your right leg to the ceiling. Lower it back down, then switch. Lift your left leg to the ceiling, lower it back down. So your hands can be outside your hips, palms face down. Head gets to stay rested because we're working low abs here. I want you to glue your low back to the ground as you alternate. Toes pointed, right leg lifts to the ground or lifts to the ceiling, lowers to the ground, left leg lifts to the ceiling, lowers to the ground. If it doesn't feel good to have your legs straight, you can always have them bent. You can start with feet flat to the floor as you alternate your leg lifts, that's fine. Low abs here, push your low spine into the ground. And we're gonna take it to the top in 3, 2, 1, feet flat, knees to the ceiling, crunch up, hold that crunch, hands reach up, hands reach back. So shoulder blades hover, hands reach to the ceiling, hands reach behind. Shoulder mobility, once again, as the hands reach up to the ceiling, we get a little bit of relief as they reach back. Some of our body weight is going back with them. Keep it harder for the upper abs to stay lifted. And 3, 2, 1, penguins. Reach your hands outside your hips. Fingertips reach to the right heel.
Return through center, fingertips reach towards the left heel, come through center. They do not have to touch the heel, we're waddling side to side like penguins. Side crunch through the obliques, side abs as we go side to side. Shoulder blades stay lifted, hover the entire time as you reach your hands towards opposite or towards the same ankle. Switch and switch. In 3, 2, 1, rest your head. Alternating leg lifts. Right leg lifts to the ceiling, lowers. Left leg lifts to the ceiling, lowers. Legs can be long and straight on the ground, or they can be bent. And that's our cue. We're going to get a couple more in here. 3, 2, 1. The music said, we're done. Go ahead and rest. We're going to get started with our cool down. Take a nice deep breath. It is time to stretch. So for our stretches, feel free to follow along with me or feel free to do what serves your body best. I'm gonna start in tabletop position. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. From this position, take a nice big inhale with your flat back. Exhale as you curl your chin to your chest, push through your palms, bring your spine towards the sky, nice big arc. And then when you need to inhale, you'll dip your belly low, point your nose forward, open up through your collarbone, roll your shoulders back, and repeat these as needed. So you exhale in cat, spine to the sky, chin to the chest, pushing through the palms, and inhaling with the belly low in cow, collarbone wide, shoulder blades pull back, nose points forward. Going through these at your own pace. Maybe you add wiggles where wiggles feel good. And feel the stretch and the opening between your shoulder blades. As you go into cat, feel them peel away from each other. And as you go into cow, kind of feel them squeeze in towards each other as you roll your shoulders down and back. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and wiggle it out. Keep in your tabletop position. I want you to take your right arm out to a T shape. So you're a three-legged table now. And then reach your right arm out to the sky as much as you can, twisting your chest to the right, opening up through the front of the shoulder, squeezing through the back. And then I want you to take your right hand, we're going to thread the needle. Right arm is going to reach between the space that is between the left arm and the left thigh. And then let your right shoulder come towards the ground, if not rested on the ground. Right arm can come down to the ground, palm face up. So the back of your right arm, the back of your palm is on the ground. Shoulder rested. Your right ear may come towards the ground. And feel an opening really intensely through the back of the right shoulder blade. Thread the needle. And then come through center. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to switch sides. Left arm is going to reach to a T shape outside the left shoulder. Reach the left arm up to the ceiling. Open your chest to the left to make it happen. Feel the stretch through the front of the shoulder, the contraction through the back of the shoulder. And then we're going to switch the sensation. So left hand reaches between the space. We're threading the needle between the right arm and right thigh. Guide the left arm, the left shoulder towards the ground. Maybe the left ear comes towards the ground. Palm faces up with the left hand. And feel an opening. The further you reach that the left arm through, the more you'll feel an opening through the back of the left shoulder blade. Breathing here. And then you'll come back through center, back to your tabletop position. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Curl your toes under and send your hips to the sky. Pike position. So you're going to be in an upside down V shape. Hands and toes are on the ground. Hips are up. Arms and legs are as straight as you can get them. To get a deeper stretch through the backs of the legs, you can sink the heels lower. To get a deeper stretch through the spine, you pull your chest towards your knees. And when you're ready, drop your knees down to the ground. And we'll roll onto our backs. Once you are on your back,
Hug your right knee to your chest, and your left leg can either go long on the ground or you can plant your left foot flat to the floor. With the left foot flat, that just provides more support through the low back, whereas the leg longer doesn't support that, but it does allow for a deeper stretch as you hug the right knee to the chest. Feel the stretch start in the right glute and creep up through the right hamstring. Maybe as you exhale, you open the right knee wide outside the right rib cage towards the right shoulder to open up through the inner thigh and the outer hip. And we can take our twist. Take your left hand to the outside of the right knee. Guide the right knee over towards the left side of the body so that the right hip peels off the ground. Nose points to the right arm is long, nice to a T shape outside the right shoulder. And you'll feel a glute stretch, a spine twist, and a shoulder and chest opener. Really feel the front of that right shoulder opening up. Breathe. Hug both knees to your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Maybe give yourself a little rock side to side if that feels good, and we're going to switch sides. So you're going to hold on to your left knee, hugging your left knee to your chest. Extend your right leg long or plant your right foot flat on the floor. Your head can be rested, and just breathe here for a moment. And if it feels good, open your left knee outside your left rib cage towards your left shoulder slightly, opening up through the inner thigh, outer hip. And take it to your twist. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Guide the left knee over towards the right side of the body. Left nose points left, or left arm reaches long to a T shape outside the left shoulder. Left hip is peeled off the ground. Glute stretch, spine twist, shoulder and chest opener. Go ahead and unwind. Hug both knees to your chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And sit on up when you're ready. Come to a seated position. We'll get into our seated forward fold. Extend your legs long in front of you. Arms can start by your sides. Inhale, reach your arms out to the sides, up over the head. And as you exhale, hinge forward, reach those hands towards those toes. Maybe they fall among the shins or the ankles, that's fine. Stretching through the entire back side of the body. Heels to tailbone, tailbone through the crown of the head. Relax your shoulders down and back. Feel your shoulder blades peel apart from each other and let that stretch really activate. Releasing tension with every exhale. And with every inhale, trying to hold that release so you can get deeper in the next exhale. Release that. Come into your butterfly. The bottoms of your feet will come together to touch in front of you. As you do so, your knees have to bend out towards either side to make it happen. You can rest your hands on your feet. If you'd like to encourage the inner thighs to open up a little bit more, you can rest your forearms gently on your inner thighs. The further out your knees point, the more intense the stretch is going to be. The further or the closer your heels are to you, the more intense it's going to be. The more you hinge forward at the waist, the more intense it will be. Kind of find your perfect combination to make this a perfect stretch for you as we open up through the inner thighs and the hips. And if you'd like to take a child's pose or rest position now, here you may. Close out the session however you'd like to close it out. Thank you for joining Core Stability. I'm going to stop our recording.